Checking systems on Andante, we noticed we had a bit of a problem with our inside helm. Quite a lot of excessive play. This is just slop in the steering, and then also the wheel's a bit wibbly wobbly. Okay, not great, functional. I thought I would check out the back of the unit. It's a Teleflex system. You have a gear and it pushes a cable, so it's cable steering, a bit like what you have on like a powerboat with an outboard. And that's connected to our rudder separately to the main wheel outside, so they're independent of each other. Inspecting the helm, thought I'd take the back off the unit. So this box here is what's on the other side of the steering wheel. Now, okay, a bit of slop in the system, that's fine, you know, it's functional. A bit of a shock though, when we took the back off, the unit has like a gear in it that drives sort of like a push-pull cable with a helical wire around it. So that's what gives us our grip in the helm. That gear that grabs onto the wire with the helical wire wrapped around it has snapped in half. If that broke all the way whilst we were at sea, because this is permanently connected to the rudder, that could jam and we'd be screwed. This, by the way, was still attached last time I opened it up. We've gone on eBay and found a good condition spare unit, and this is perfect. There's no cracking or anything on it at all. So what we're going to do today is we're going to swap out the whole unit, and hopefully then we'll have a functioning helm station again. Time to dismantle the old helm station off of the wheel. This plastic cover just covers the gubbins. That's really easy to remove, it turns out. To remove these 3 bolts that hold the helm station onto this plate. The plate is the same. We've got a spare one down there. We're not going to replace that, so we're just going to undo the helm station, put the new one in, and it should just work. So here's your problem. So the cable runs in this groove here, and as you can see, it's been absolutely smashed to bits. One has to wonder, this was a product of 80s China. Looking at the face of it here, the die casting, this is a die cast component, it looks like. There's something very weird happening. You can see it's full of cracking. So perhaps it was defective from the start. So it might not have been exposed to a huge amount of stress. It might have just been a bit naff to begin with. You can see there are bits of broken gear in there. Actually, the hub has got cracks in it as well. That's just awful. I don't know if you can see that with the camera. No doubt I could probably snap that off, not that I want to. And there are cracks all the way through it. So this is the steering cable, which we talked about earlier. You can see it's a steel wire, and then it's got this helically wound secondary wire, which is what the gear grabs onto. Now, just discovered it's full of broken bits of the gear we just saw on camera, so I'm going to have to clean it all off, otherwise it's going to cause damage to our new unit. We've got the guts of the unit back on. We haven't lined up the cable yet because we want the wheel to be top dead centre when we put it in. This is just a plastic trim thing that pops on, I think. It popped off pretty easily, so hopefully it will pop on. Morse at the top, it says in the instructions. The wheel had these on it originally, so I guess I put those back. I think that's just like a spacer that grabs onto the taper there. Okay, put the key in, goes into the keyway, and then the wheel itself is a taper fit onto the shaft, so that just pushes on with a bit of a tap. Going on as far as I want to. This just needs filing down. The little key is a bit too big, so it's not fitting securely in its taper. But then we put that on, and then this is the nut we had originally, which isn't a lock nut, so that just wind up like that and be nice and secure. Right, that slop there is just because we need to file the keyway down. We wiped off all of the grease from the control cable because it was trapping dirt. Now, I don't know if this is the right grease for the job. Just afford us a bit of lubrication before we put the boat into the yard. Possibly not the way you do this. I've seen videos of people, this is all assembled, just feed the wire in and go round, but because we're permanently attached to our other helm, I want the wheels to line up. I've got the helm outside lock, top dead centre. The wheel here should be, because somebody's done a nice whipping around it, so I want that to be dead centre. So we're just going to assemble this and push it in, and hopefully that is going to be alright, and I imagine it's going to be a right faff. And of course we've got cables from the radar complicating things as well. That looks like it's about right. So if I go and pull that back out again, and wrap that all the way around. It's very springy, this. And then we've got the, looks like a piece of dowring outer on that. So the back is open. I've left that open so you can see it all back together. So you can see we've got the new gear in here, I suppose you would call it. And when we turn the wheel, you can see it driving the cable. So that's all good. And then also you can see the wheel moving outside. So it's all connected and working. Filed the key, the keyway to a good fit for the new mechanism. And so you just install the wheel and we'll have steering again. That's not coming off. Steering again. Huzzah!